what is it going to take for you to get consistent with your self-care? You have to define what consistent actually means for you. So let's talk about it. If you cannot define your self care, it's going to be really, really difficult for you to actually reach the destination of the self care lifestyle that you're trying to attain. What do I mean by that? If you say you're plugging a destination into your Google Maps and it's going to take you straight to that destination, right? It might take you interstate only, it might take you back roads only. Either way, you are absolutely headed toward the address or the location that you put into Google Maps. And you said, take me from where I am right now to that location. It's going to take you there, right? But if you pull up Google Maps and you don't type in any sort of destination, you just try to hit go, I'm sorry, it's just not going to work out too good for you because you have not given the app a place to take you to. They're just going to keep you right where you at. And that just is what it is. So when it comes to your self-care, I need you to think about that. Where exactly are you going? If you don't know where you're going, how exactly can you get consistent with where you're trying to go? So what does that mean? It means that you are going to have to clearly define what the self-care goal is. Now, you might have several self-care goals, and that is perfectly fine. But I think that you should, I'm going to throw a little tip in here. I think that you shouldn't be working toward achieving a plethora of goals at one time with your self-care. I definitely think there is something to making sure that you're getting really good at doing just a few things. It's okay to not be focused on just one, but over three is like, ooh, I feel like I personally feel like it can get a little hectic. So I don't think that that's what you really need in your life when you are struggling with prioritizing your self-care. I don't think you need to be focused on, oh my gosh, I need to do all these things really, really well with my self-care. I need to do this well. I need to do that well. I need to go get more pedicures. I need to go get more manicures. I need to go get more massages. I need to come up with more money to pay for all of this stuff. Like I need to do all of, no, absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying get specific, but also be reasonable. Also be reasonable for your wallet. Also be reasonable for the type of outcome that you desire. So the goal should be specific, measurable, attainable. What's the rest of the SMART goal? Y'all know what SMART goals are. It should be a SMART goal essentially. But the part that I think matters most is measurable and relatable. Or not relatable, realistic. Measurable and realistic, if it does not actually fit into your life, it is not actually something that you desire to actually become, right? Like if you've gotten this goal from somewhere else, somebody else, you've never tried it for yourself, like, dude, we don't know if that's actually going to be really good for you. So there's levels to it. You can try something new just for the sake of trying something new. Should this be a part of your self-care tool set, right? Or your toolbox or your toolkit, however you want to think of that. Should this be on your roster of self-care practices that you want to whip out of your bag at any given moment when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Or do you know for a fact this practice is for you? And you are now trying to figure out, dang, I really need to get more consistent at doing that thing. I love reading books, these, let's say fantasy books, but I can't find time to like read the books. That's, okay, I'm not going to minimize it. I almost said that's really easy to overcome and like figure out. Yes, it can be. I understand how hard it also can be. But if that's the thing, you know exactly where you're headed to. It's a very specific goal. It's realistic for you because you already know that you like that thing. You've enjoyed reading fantasy books ever since you were a kid. You just sort of fell out of it, and maybe you need just a little bit more encouragement to get back on that horse and start reading again. Like, that's okay. You have done like a big chunk of the work. Now you got to move into the next phase and just start doing it, plugging away, figuring out what part of your schedule will allow throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, what part of your schedule would allow you to insert just a little bit more reading time, right? Maybe it's right before bed. Maybe it's before, I almost said before you wake up in the morning. That's not possible. Maybe it's right after you wake up in the morning and before you get out of the bed and brush your teeth. I don't know when it's going to fit into your day or when it's going to fit into your schedule, but it's always a way to find a way to add something new into your life. If you want another tip, so if you like reading books, like for real, I've read so many different books about communication and wellness and different things like that. But one book that I think would help you in this particular area of building a consistent self-care routine, I think you should read the book called Atomic Habits. That book talks about this concept of habit stacking. Go read the book to learn more about that and how to execute that, because it's not my idea, it's his idea. Go read the book. Okay, so how to get consistent with self-care. First of all, you got to define it. If you can't define it, you can't reach it. Very, very difficult thing to do. Just like on Google Maps. Okay, here's something to like help you nail this in the coffin. When you are talking about reaching a goal that you can't really define, it becomes really difficult for you to correct it. Like, you're not reaching the goal, but you also can't course correct because you don't know where you're going. In order for you to be able to course correct or get back on track with something, you have to have a final goal in mind, and you have to also know where you currently are. So that's the only thing, that's the only way you would be able to course correct and get back on track, is you still have to know where you're going and know where you are right now, and then be like, oh, I haven't made progress. Let me get back on track. Hopefully that makes sense. Also, when you don't have a clearly defined goal, you can really easily like get upset with yourself. You can feel like a failure. You can feel like you're not making enough progress. You can be really, really hard on yourself, and it's all for naught because you don't have a clear goal in mind. You don't know where you're going. So of course you're not making progress. Of course you feel like you haven't done enough, because you haven't been doing enough, because you're going nowhere. Like, it's aimless. So don't set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success by clearly writing down a self-care goal. And it might look like a SMART goal, which I think the most important part in relation to self-care is it being measurable and realistic. Realistic including, does this work for you? Do you just want to try it? Or like, are you just interested in doing it maybe once? Or is this something that is tried and true? Like, you absolutely know this is a part of your future self-care lifestyle. You want to make sure that you integrate it into your way of life. You want to do it every day. You want to do it every week. You love this thing so much. Like, it really calms you and relaxes you, and you want to make sure that you do it. That's perfectly fine. It's okay for you to have that feeling toward a self-care practice. But once you have that feeling, now you got to prioritize making it consistent. Okay, and the measurable part is, I'm going to do this for 5 minutes once a week. Here's my tip for this part when it comes to making it measurable. I don't want you to say, I'm going to do 30 minutes of this new thing that I'm trying to insert into my life. 30 minutes of it every single day, 1 hour of it every single week. Like, that might not be realistic for you. Look at your schedule and realistically think about your schedule and say, okay, I tend to have 5 minutes of free time at work in the morning. I tend to have 10 minutes of free time as soon as I get off work. I tend to sit in my car for 30 minutes once I arrive to the house. What if I, instead of just sitting in the car for 30 minutes, doing nothing, scrolling on Instagram, what if for those 30 minutes that I'm sitting in the car, what if that's when I pull my book out and I read my book? Like, be realistic. Make it measurable, but also realistic. Does this really fit into your lifestyle? Is this really going to be something that's going to set you up for success? Set you up for feeling like, oh, I'm making progress in this area? Or are you setting a goal that is so big, that is so overwhelming, that it's going to start feeling like another task on your to-do list, okay? That is going to start feeling like a burden. You don't need that. Take it slow, take it easy. You are adding a new thing into your schedule, and you're saying to yourself, hey self, I want you to do this little thing right here on a regular basis. So be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself, because I love to say to my clients, self-care takes time. To my clients and to people that I meet, be more patient with yourself. It is okay for you to not be doing self-care perfectly right out the bat. It's okay. Even when you first learn about self-care and what it needs to be for you, and oh my gosh, yes, it needs to be this relaxing thing. Like, do not overwhelm yourself. You absolutely do not want self-care to become a chore. That is the opposite of what self-care needs to be. I just hope you're hearing me on this. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I got for this video. Thank you for watching. Oh, I don't even know if I told you my name. Hello, my name is Kahdija Imari. I'm a self-care lifestyle strategist, and I'm the founder of COCO Love. And I love helping people to prioritize their peace and do more self-care in real life. So thank you for watching this video. I hope I'm gonna see you in the next one. Okay, see you later.